In previous videos, I've talked about the importance of how students usually struggle in school. It's not because they're lazy, but typically they are lacking in specific academic skills and they have gaps in those skills that are compounded over many, many years. Now, I was a teacher for 17 years and I saw this over and over and over again. And if it's not addressed, those gaps just increase and compound over time. And what's really important is the three main academic skills of reading, writing, and math. Before you can do a bunch of content, you have to address the skills themselves. And in order to do that, you need to have a very effective system, something that I've been working on for a while. And I'm very happy to say that I've finished some academic skills systems that will help students with their reading, with their writing, and with their math as well. And these are not just like random worksheets. It's like a real structured system in order to develop their academic skills and their academic ability. If you're a parent and you're wondering, why is my child struggling so much in school? It's not just an effort issue. It's not that they're just lazy. It comes down to academic skills, reading, writing, and math. And if they're behind in those, and they're behind in them for many, many years, that gap compounds over time. When you have gaps in reading, especially, and then writing, and then math, for that particular student, they don't feel like they're a week behind or months behind. They feel as if they are years behind the rest of their class. And if you do let it go on for years, it really will be the case that they are years behind the other students around them. And it becomes incredibly frustrating and demoralizing. But the truth is also you can address those gaps. You can help those students improve in those academic skills to improve their academic capabilities. Truthfully, most classes focus on finishing content or meeting standards, but these systems that I've made for reading, writing, and math address the specific academic skills. They address building those foundational skills that will help them in everything else, including learning all of the academic content years down the road. So if you're a parent and you're just trying to figure out, well, how do I help my child with math? And you're one of those parents who've said, I saw the homework that my child brought home for math, and they wanted this addition problem explained in 5 different ways. And I tried to show them how I learned it, which was just one way. And it just seemed like, why am I explaining all these other things? I understand your frustration. I empathize with you completely. So, first, I wrote a book, Arithmetic from Beginning to End. And it addresses every single skill in arithmetic before algebra, from counting all the way up through statistics and data. And it's written in a way that, one, there's a clear progression of skills as far as computation in math. And it's also written in a way that the student will constantly go back to a previous skill for review to ensure that they don't forget it and that they still are able to do it even though they may have progressed onto more computation skills. Every section and every single skill is explained step by step. The student will go through numerous examples and practice with them before they go into an independent practice section to practice it themselves. And then again, they will have review sections all throughout that practice previously taught or previously learned skills. It's very clear, it's very systematic. When students practice it in this way over and over and over again, they gain tremendous confidence in their ability to do math correctly. Many students struggle with writing, but the truth is, the very beginnings of writing come down to spelling, because if a student can't spell words correctly, that is just going to distract from their ability to write an essay, whether it be opinion or argumentative or informative or a personal narrative or a fictional narrative or poetry, because they'll be so focused on how do I spell these words correctly. A lot of students rely upon memorization of spelling words, but the truth is, words have structure. Words have a morphology to it. And the system I've made for teaching spelling from grades 1 all the way to grade 8 work within that structure to teach them how to spell words correctly and, more importantly, what those words mean as far as their prefixes, their suffixes, the root word. This spelling system shows them the structure of the language. Once they understand the pattern of the language, their spelling improves. Then their writing will improve. Even their reading will improve as well. Best part is, the system I've written, it's just meant for short daily practice, but it will benefit with a very long-term skill that will carry them throughout their years. If you're a parent who asks, why does my child struggle to read? There's 4 main components of reading, but once students learn how to decode with phonics, there is reading fluency. And really, one of the best ways to teach reading fluency is reading a passage multiple times and improving the prosody, the words read per minute. And so I've created a reading fluency system that go from grades 1 to 8, which has them practice reading particular excerpts over and over to improve their reading fluency. When a student can read fluently, when they're not slowing down all the time to read word after word after word, when they can read in phrases and with expression and know where to pause properly, it frees the brain up to understand vocabulary and to comprehend what they're reading. And that's why reading fluency is so important. This system will help them be more accurate readers, smoother readers as well. Through repetition and structure, this will ensure that students become better readers and then eventually readers who are free to comprehend accurately what they are reading. And these products altogether, they're not random. They work upon the 3 most important academic skills: reading, writing, and math. They work together as a system for your child. All 3 together build the foundational skills that students need, and honestly, you can do it right from home. They're built in a way that you just implement it a little bit every day, and yet it will create such a strong foundation for these students that will carry them years down the road. It won't just get them better grades, it will create learners that are more confident, that are more independent, and they will have a tremendous academic capability compared to where they were before. So if you're a parent trying to figure out, so what do I do to help my child? Start with these core academic skills by improving their reading fluency, by improving their spelling, and giving them a step-by-step way to learn all arithmetic, all the math before algebra. You will set them up for success years down the road. And when you put all 3 together, you will create a student who has an incredibly strong academic foundation. Well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check us out at the Lil Will Learning Company. And these 3 products, the reading fluency, the spelling system, and arithmetic from beginning to end, you can get all 3 packaged together on our website known as the Academic Skills Package. And we know it will help your child out tremendously. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And until next time, take care.